I'm Julia Hobsbawm of Editorial Intelligence. We put on these events with the generous assistance of partners and hosts. I'd particularly like to draw your attention to the American or the Anglo-American nature of all of our partners. Edelman, in whose office enviable environment we are this morning, with Newsweek, with the Bank of New York Mellon, and with Taylor Bennett. Taylor Bennett are a communications consultancy, and they have, I think, a rather interesting string to their bow, and I think I'm right in saying they recruited James Rubin into the British communications world when he finished being an advisor to President Clinton, and if I know them at all, they'll be scouring the newly formed Obama administration to pluck them off one by one. The whole point of this event is to really bring the world of commentary in the UK about key issues together with some of the key players. Before I hand over to you, I'm going to say two things. One is that this is on the record and podcast for posterity, so that when you get your chance to speak, make sure that you don't say anything you might wish not to have said afterwards. And the second is to introduce to you with great pleasure Woody Kerr from the Bank of New York Mellon, who is co-chair here in EMEA. He tells me that he is a New Yorker, but I think there's a little bit of him in Ohio, and he's just going to say a few words, and then I'm going to hand over to our host, Stryker Maguire. If you've turned on any television channel at all lately, you would have seen Stryker. Stryker's list of credits is so long that we would be here all morning and not talk about anything else, but suffice to say he is probably the most illustrious American commentator here. He's now a contributing editor to Newsweek, and we're delighted to have him. So he will chair this event and do the housekeeping. And I'm just going to hand over now to Woody Kerr. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. One of my colleagues just told me, remember, less is more, and I hope not to let him down. But on behalf of my colleagues here from the Bank of New York Mellon, our 6,000 people here in the UK and 9,000 across Europe, we're delighted to be a co-sponsor of this important event this morning. In a little over 2 months, Barack Obama will raise his right hand and utter a 35-word oath and become the 44th president of the United States. And clearly, he's promised change in campaign, and I think it's probably change that we'll be hearing about this morning. At the Bank of New York Mellon, we play a very central role in the world financial markets. We are the largest custodian with $23 trillion of securities under custody and administration globally, the largest corporate trustee, the largest depository receipts bank, and an asset manager with an excess of $1 trillion in assets under management. We're doing extremely well as a company. We're delighted to be here today. Certainly as an American living in London, as Julia mentioned, and as a banker, I think I'm very interested to hear the views of our panelists today on what this election means to us all. So thank you very much and enjoy the morning.
Thank you very much. Julia, a question. Do people have biographies of the panelists?
No.
Okay. I think if I were to read everybody's biography, we would be going right after I finished. So I think I will introduce people very, very briefly. If you want to know more about them, you can get them afterwards, look at their websites, and so forth. But what I do want to do is to please remind you to turn off your mobiles. And I think we should just get going, basically. I mean, we're at a stage now where we're in the transition period in the United States, and there's a famous saying by somebody named Mario Cuomo. Many of you will know him, former governor of New York. He talked about how one campaigns in poetry and governs in prose, and we're in that period going from poetry to prose. And we want to be sure when we talk about the prose that we're heading toward, that we talk about the effect of all of this on the UK and not just look at this from an American perspective, which is why when we begin, I think I'll ask Andrew Roberts to to start. And Andrew, I think many of you know him, very well-known historian, public intellectual. I think of him as an employee of Radio 4, but that's probably wrong because he's on it so often. And then we have next to Andrew, Mrs. Moneypenny. Now, I was looking for your name here, and I can't find it, which is really unfair. Can you say?
I think she likes it that way.
You want to be just okay? That's fine. That's fine by me. You can find out about her though if you go to the FT website and look her up. And then to her right is Sarah Churchwell, and Sarah is. I haven't met you before. Hello. And Sarah is. Where are you teaching now?
University of East Anglia.
Excellent. Thank you very much. She's at the University of East Anglia, and is obviously an American. How long have you been here?
Almost 10 years.
Okay, good. And then to my right, Bill Barnard. We've been together on a number of panels recently, and Bill is chair of Democrats Abroad, which played a very interesting role in this campaign. Maybe he will mention that very, very briefly. Obama, his campaign was so massively well organized that they actually had a paid campaign worker here in London who helped organize people, get out the vote, and raised a very significant sum of money for the Obama campaign. So we hear from him as well. Finally, Bronwyn Maddox, many of you read her almost every morning in the Times. She is the chief foreign commentator for the Times, has just returned from Iceland, which is neither here nor there in terms of Barack Obama yet, unless he had some money in one of those accounts. But I think Bronwyn is on her way to America shortly. But Bronwyn, I hope, also will address, like Andrew, the impact of this election on Britain. So anyway, if we could just get started. And we're going to, everybody is going to be very, very good about limiting themselves to 5 minutes. So Andrew, please start.